high-risk investment. Trading on margin carries a high level of risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Before deciding to trade, you should carefully consider your investment objectives, level of experience, and risk appetite. The possibility exists that you could sustain a loss of some or all of your initial investment, and therefore you should not invest money that you cannot afford to lose. You should be aware of all the risks associated with trading and seek advice from an independent financial advisor if you have any doubts. Market opinions. Any opinions, news, research, analyses, prices, or other information contained on this video is provided as general market commentary and does not constitute investment advice. Master the Markets will not accept liability for any loss or damage, including without limitation to any loss of profit, which may arise directly or indirectly from use of or reliance on such information.
Hello traders, welcome to our live trading workshop webinar on price and volume today. Right, so today what are we going to be covering? So let me just give you an overview of what we're going to be covering. We're going to be taking a look at some potential trades that is setting up at the moment. So the first thing we'll look at is live trades and potential trades, okay? Then the second thing that we also be looking at also is a small topic on the two strategies, okay, that we can do using price and volume, okay? Two strategies using price and volume. Right, and then finally, then we will also then take a look at the Q&A session. Any questions that you guys got or any instruments that you want us to look at as well, please post it in the chat box either on the Zoom or in the YouTube live session that we are doing at the moment. Right, so this is what we're going to be covering, this and more in this session, and it's Tirunaupan here, founder of Master the Markets Illustrates Conference and the Traders Open today. Gavin is meant to join us actually today, but I think he's a bit unwell, so he will see if he can join us later on, okay? But we will restream this on both the channels. At the moment, we're doing it on Trade Guider channel, youtube.com/TradeGuider. And then also we will restream it on our channel, youtube.com/mastermarkets. Now on both the channels, if you want to catch these videos while we are streaming it live, one thing you got to do, which I've told the team to tell you all as well, is after you subscribe, not only subscribe, but click on the all bell icon after you click on the drop down arrow, okay? So in that way, it'll be sent to your phone and then you can just tune in whenever we go live. The same thing on Trade Guider channel. Right, with that said, let me carry on now to the one of the trades that I was taking a look at, which is actually on Brent oil, okay? So let me take a look at that very quickly. I'm just going to take a look over here too. Right, so let me just bring that to the other side. I just need to get the other profile here. So yeah, I'll do that. So as that's loading, let me go through this. Now, one of the things that we've been doing, and yesterday's trades as well, which I'll go through as well, is firstly, before we look for any potential trade setups, we do what we call the trend alignment, okay, across all time frames, because we're looking for really high probability setups, along with the stretch principle. So let me go through. Today I saw that there was something setting up on Brent oil. So this is what caught our attention actually. So on here, what I'm taking a look at, here on the daily, you can see that on the Brent, that's a downtrend, phase one at the moment, is it not, traders? Okay, so that's what we got here. So let me bring up the table. So this is what I do first. I align all together, okay? So on the daily, it's a downtrend phase one. Now, this is the advantage of having the SMI indicator because it quantifies the tops and the bottoms for you, does it not? That's why it's easy to get all the trends across all the different time frames. Then I go on to my 4-hour. I can see on the 4-hour also, this is a downtrend phase one, okay? Now here on this data, I just want to just quickly take a look at that. It hasn't, okay, so it didn't confirm that, but that's fine. So here it's also telling you it's a downtrend phase one with a little bit of bottom holding over here, okay? So that's what we just got to be a little bit aware of, right? So, but I can see there is, if you can observe as well, if I crunch this, or let me do this, what I got to be just careful of also, traders, is it's a bit consolidating, it's a bit accumulating over here. So that could be a turning point towards the upside. So we just got to be aware of that as we look into the two strategies for today. But before that, let's just align all the trends together. Okay, so let me just do that. So here is also a downtrend phase one. So I'll write that down here also. Then here on the 1 hour time frame, so let me go on to here then. So on the 1 hour time frame here, let me bring that up. Okay, it just shot up just a few minutes ago. Some news must have come out, but on the 1 hour, what we can see is, let me just get that up and I'll see it over here also. On the 1 hour, it's a downtrend phase one with a big buying pressure coming in at the moment. Volume is spiking up as well. In fact, volume actually came spiking up on this one here, okay? So we can see that that is true buying that is coming into the market. So let me put that in over here as well. So downtrend, but still is a downtrend phase one. So we just have to be aware of that on the 1 hour. And then on the 15-minute over here, let me just go on to the 15-minute time frame now. On the 15-minute, it's turned into a uptrend. Okay, so an uptrend phase one. Actually, this should change, but let me just see that very quickly over here also on my other screen. Yeah, so that's an uptrend phase one. Okay, so we are seeing that as well. Okay, right. So let me update that at the moment. And both the stretch have been taken out. So this one here, let's analyze this together. What do I mean by the stretch line? Some of you who've been following us will understand that. So you will see the stretch line is here on the red and the green. So it's taken out both, but the most recent one that is taken out is the bottom one, okay? So that is what I've mentioned over here. So this is what I will say over here. So both the lowest being the latest, okay? On a 50% OE, I'll take the 1 ATR number. 0.8 ATR range hasn't been formed yet. What do I mean by that? So if you take a look over here on the daily time frame, let me show you that. Right, so if you're taking a look over here on the daily time frame, I'm looking at this range over here of this bar that is forming here. Okay, all right, this range of this bar. Now the range from the high to the low, as it formed 0.8 ATR or not? Okay, that's the question. Now how do I answer that? So I go to the yesterday's bar and I take a look at that $1.52. Okay, $1.52. But how $1.52 is the ATR of the last 10 bars as of yesterday, right? Because that's a fully formed range. Now on that, when I take a look over here, 0.8 times 1.52, let me do that. So I get 121, okay? $1.21. Now, how much has it done as of now? It's really shooting up quite a bit. It's only done 95 cents. So 30 more cents to go, right? About 20 more cents, 25 cents more to go, okay? So that's what we're saying here. So the ATR range hasn't been formed. And the entry bias, now this is a tricky one because before I came onto the webinar, the 15-minute was also showing a downtrend and we had taken a trade before that had hit the target, but now it's reverted to the upside, okay, on the 15-minute, and the volume is spiking up as well, okay? So we have to revisit this. So I'll delete this for the moment. So now, let's take a look at this more closely together. So on the 15-minute is what I'm taking a look at, right? Are we getting an entry according to our strategy or not? Is the question we got to ask ourselves, okay? This is a big contrary move over here. So we still got a red dot over here, not green. We've got to wait for this close on the 15-minute, which will happen in about 1 minute or so. What I would do is I will wait for this to settle first, okay? But before that, let me just quickly just take a look over here, and then we can analyze this on this chart here. Let me see here. So what has it done? So from the low, so it's done this again. So $1.08, right? $1.09. So see how I do this together. This is a powerful concept which we'll keep repeating every day. And this is how we've been taking all the trades from before. I'm not sure if we will get a trade today, but $1.09 that it's done. And then from the open, you see the blue line is what the open is, right, at the moment. Now from the blue line, how much has it done to the downside? It's done 38 cents. So I'll write that down over here also. Okay, 38. I'll just do 0.38 to the downside. The 15-minute must have closed by now. Yeah, there we go. We are seeing a little bit of that. So I'll wait for this 15-minute to close before I can start to take a trade on this. But it's still not very clear. Okay, so let me just finish this analysis first, because sometimes it's just not very obvious. It is how it is on certain days. Then you just got to keep your hands, intact, not to take the trade yet. This is 69 on the upside, what I'm getting. Okay, 69 on the upside. Okay. 0.69 on the upside. Now, what have I done actually over here? So if you take a look, right? So from here, it's done 69 cents, okay? And from here, it's done 38 cents, okay? That's all I've done. And together, they make up more or less 1.07, 1.09. This is what we are saying over here. Now, to see, okay, it's got to do $1.20 is what I'm looking at to do, isn't it, traders, right? So to do that, now the latest one that I've got, you see, previously, just before I came into the webinar over here, I had this thing happening, okay? I had basically a trigger just around here on the close and a target for 1 ATR on strategy number 2, and then the stop loss for here. So that hit that on the downside, everything aligned. But now we got this big reversal bar. So now because of that momentum and volume supporting it, so now I'll take a look on the fuel, if the fuel is supporting that or not. So you see over here, the volume is increasing on this side from here, potential buying, and then we had a big upward surge over here. So on this basis, even though I'm not getting everything aligning, so here you see, I am taking my bias on the long side on strategy number 2 based on this 15 minutes showing me an uptrend, okay? The stretch being now to the upside, the latest one, even though it's a bit messy. And then the ATR range still not being formed and volume supporting it. So based on that, the easiest thing, let me just see, but before I take any trade, let me price this. I think this is a bit tricky to really trade this. I think I might leave it. Let me see. I might leave this one. So entry, or we can take it at a very low risk. Entry will be on the close, right? Stop loss, I need to take a look quickly at my MAE numbers here. Now, for those of you joining us for the first time, this is a bit too overwhelming. Don't worry about it. I'll give you all the reference materials very shortly. This trade is on the run. So let me just take a look. So 2 ATR, even if we do miss it, 2 ATR. So 2 ATR, this is about 40 cents. So 40 cents, yeah, my stop loss will be around there. That's good. And then my target will be for 23 cents. Bingo. So 23 cents around here. And that is what we will do. I think we'll put this, but we'll take it at a lower risk. Okay. And I'll put all the entry details into here as well. Okay. So let's see if we get on that. We'll take it at about 0.25% over here. So the close is 71.08. So the entry is 71.08. Stop loss is about 70. Let me just do that. Remember, this is a good lesson for all of us also. So until you get all your numbers, you can do a standard lot size or not get into the trade. 71.08 minus, what did I say? 1.5, isn't it? 1 to 46, right? So minus 46, 71 minus 0.46, 70.62 is what I'm seeing. Then I'll explain to you guys. I think we got everything then. So 70.62. And what we can then do is the target will be for close price plus the 23 cents. Okay. So the close 71.08. So 71.08 plus our 23 cents. Okay. So 71.31 is what I'll be looking for. But because I'm not getting everything aligned, I'll do this at a much lower risk at 0.25%. Okay. And I'll explain to you what I've done. And I'll put all the numbers over here for you guys also. So the stop loss being at 70.62 and target being at 71.31. Okay, so that is the one there. I just put it to the panelists only. Let me do it to everyone so I guess you guys can see this at the moment. So this is Brent long on 15-minute time frame. Okay, good. So we got that out of the way, so we can still enter that. I'll put that onto the other account that I got on 0.25% risk. Okay, right. So we will track this and see how this carries on. Okay, now let me explain what we have done here. Those of you who are not still very confident on this, you can do it 0.1% risk. Okay, in fact, I might take a look at it. Maybe you're doing at 0.1. So now those of you not entered, this is a good one because you can now put a pending order, see if the order comes back to fill you in or not. Usually after a big bar like this, we will have a little bit of a consolidation, a bit of selling over here happening. And then after that, if the true buying has come in, then you will start to see it go towards the upside. Okay, so now let me explain everything. I know we did it quite fast. I've given you all the entry details as well, so we can now analyze this and understand what we have really done over here. Okay, right, so let's go through this. This is on strategy number 2. I'm not taking it towards the ATR range. I can do that on strategy number 1. So let me explain strategy number 2 first. Okay, strategy number 2 is a very short-term target profit. Okay, which we do based on a combination of basically looking at the probability of the OE target distance that you can go through by looking at this table over here. And also the second thing that we also take a look at is the stretch principle. Now, I will explain a little bit on the stretch principle and everything, but for now, the best place for you guys to take a look at in detail would be youtube.com/master the markets. And over there, what you should be looking at over here is the stretch principle videos over here. Okay, that's what you should be looking at. Now, the other thing that you can also look at to understand the OE, the MAE and all of that, which I was talking about, 7 steps to CTP.com. Okay, so that one you can definitely take a look at that as well. After you put your contact details, then you can click on the green button and then you can get the 7 videos sent to your inbox and watch it at your free time. Highly recommend it, very highly invaluable. and you can use that along with any other strategy, and you can put any other indicators on top like volume, that like we do, and we can also take a look at RSI, stochastic, and all of that. Okay. Now, definitely on the Trade Guided channel, please do take a look at Gavin's all this SMI and VSA trades that he has gone live together with us as well and by himself. You should definitely take a look at all of that, where we have put all this together, where he has taken trades on the 1 minute time frame using all these accumulation and distribution phases too. Okay, so you can take a look at that. Now, coming back into the trade that we just took over here on the Brent, what is the whole rationale behind this? Okay, so I'll take it step by step. Now, so we have used a combination of price and volume to take this particular trade at the moment. You can see that there's also a green dot happening over here as well. And the volume has substantially increased over the time. You always also take a look at the background that is happening over here. Now, the first thing in any strategy is you define your objective. Okay. In strategy number 2, our objective, traders, is to get a distance of a swing that happens on a probability basis. This is all my objective is. I just take a look at the swing, okay, and I'm looking to capture a certain part of the distance. That's all my objective is. In strategy number 2, I look at basically taking only phase 1 moves, okay, right, which aligns most of the time with the higher time frames, and it will be in alignment with my OE tables. So all that I take a look at. Okay, so I look for only phase 1s on the 15-minute time frame, but it's got to align with my higher time frames and my stretch principle, and then I put my target towards the table that I've got over here. Now, what does this table do? So if you can see over here, this is for the stop loss. The reason why I put my stop loss over here, because I know with conviction from the data is that 97, 98% of the time it won't get to 2 ATR. So that's why we have put the stop loss there, right? It's calculating over all the 15 years. That's what it's doing over here. So I can stay with conviction as this dance happens, okay? Right. So over here on the MAE, that's what I've done over here. Now on the OE, to help me place my target, what you can do is, if you take a look over here, right, on the OE numbers, you can see I go for the 50% number, more or less, 57%. On the phase 1, usually you can add 10% on there. So there's a 67%, 67.58% chance that this can get to this target of 1 ATR. Okay, how do I get the 1 ATR number? I put my cursor on the confirmation bar here with the SMI, and then I read off this number here, right? That's all I've done here. Okay, so on this, then you can see that over here, that is 23 cents. So then from the close price is where it starts, the start of the raise, the point of entry, I add 23 cents on top. So 71.08 plus 23 cents, that's how I get my 71.31, okay, together. All right, so that's how we have done this in a systematic manner, and the entry is always on the close of the confirmation bar, which then made this into an uptrend phase 1, right? And then I place my stop loss based on my MAE tables, which I showed you, which is 2 ATR, which according to the stats, 98% of the time it won't get there. And then the target is at 71.31. So everything is good, okay, in terms of all these entries and everything. Now, the objective, as I said, is to get to this swing distance that we have measured statistically, okay, we've got. Now, before then I press the trigger, okay, then I also take a look at the volume, okay, the trade guider has done, Gavin Holm and his teams have done over here. You can see that nicely correlating, there were potential buying starting to happen over here, and the volume started to spike up. Even though the selling of the bars were closing lower, but you can see it leveled off, and then we had this close above. And then by when this SMI confirmation happened, then we had a big spike. So you can see that potential buying, professional buying, probably highly probably towards the upside. Okay, so I have the volume now confirming to my on my side, to my direction as well. So one, I've got the price, then I've got the volume, right, in terms of OE and all of that. Then the next thing I take a look at also is the stretch also. Okay, now what do I mean by the stretch? Now the stretch, what do I mean is, you see every day, right, traders, if you can see, in every bar there will be one, use the reference point of the open, okay? There'll be one part of the bar which will be smaller range, and the other part will be a bigger range most of the time, okay? When it doesn't, mainly that means the open is going to be in the middle, okay? Most of the time it will be like that. So if you take a look on the previous bars, it's like that. Look, the smaller range is to the upside, this one is to the bigger range is to the downside, okay? Again over here, smaller, a bigger range is to the downside. Some bars are more obvious like this, right? So what we do is we use these principles, and towards the upside is the same. So smaller range is more to the downside, and then bigger range is to the upside. So today so far, as you can see, okay, what's happening is, if I measure, this is what I was doing before, okay, on here, if you measure that because I've got the stretch indicator only on this platform, that's why I'm alternating between the two. If you take a look, this is my open price. The open price correlates with the daily. This is what one of our trader friends has coded, okay? So this open you can see for today is what is correlating in the over here with the blue line here, okay? With the blue line there, right? Okay. So then from there, this is where it all happens. And it's so logical, right? How the quant traders did this. This is one way of looking at it. From the open, which I then did, let me just see. I did do that, didn't I? On the 1 hour. So you see, from the open, as you can see, that's what I did, right? It had done 39 cents or 38 cents. You see, this is what I did. Then after that, then it shot up, isn't it? At the moment now it is done 76 cents, okay, 76 cents, right? That's what it did, all right, okay, right? So you did 76 cents. So overall, 76 plus 38, what has it done? Basically, it's done $1.14, okay, $1.14, right? Now, if you see, the 0.8 ATR range, which I calculated just now, was $1.20. So it's still got about 6 more cents to go. Now, the good part is, if I take a look at here, right? And then you can start to see the whole thing, and then you can revisit the recording, okay? So from the low, if I add 70.16 plus what? 120, isn't it? 70.16 plus 1.20. Is it 20 or 21? Let me see. 1.21. This is 71.37. 71.37. Okay. 71.37 is what I've got. 71.37. Okay. Right. So that's there. And then if I go back to here on the 15-minute, right? You can see this is where we kind of entered here, right? And my 1 ATR was about 23 cents. Bingo. So I will come out even before it forms its range of $1.20. That's how it is. Now to put it all into perspective, what am I saying? If you, this is on the 15-minute chart, right? So if I were to summarize this, you see, look at this. This is from the open. The lowest point it went to was here. And then the highest point it went to was here, right? And I'm looking to see which part will form the range for today. It looks more to the upper side, right? Bigger range from open is to the upside. Right now, after the last 15-minute time frame, the 15-minute will guide it forward, highly probably, towards my target point, which will then make the range of 80% ATR. Okay, so that is in alignment with my OE data, also on the 15-minute time frame of a swing distance, right? When this swing confirmed over here, So on that basis, then I can see that the 1 ATR is 22 cents, right, which will be just a little bit lower than that over there, which I've marked out on the trading view, and therefore I'll come out even before the range is even formed. Okay, so this is the whole idea. So strategy number 2 just looks at swing distances, but I increase my probability by aligning it with the bigger range from open as well. So you understand how we do it, the confluence of factors. This is how we've been doing it over the last few weeks, where we've been trading all this live, and most of the trades, 80-90% of the trades have been hitting the target. Okay, so over here, as you can see, close 71.10. This one will be a bit more different. 71.33, isn't it? 71.10, 23, 71.33. And then on top of this, so I combine the volume on top as well to give me more confidence that it's true buying that is coming in. All right, so this is all that I'm doing. So as a recap, what am I actually doing in strategy number 2? So I'm aligning first the phase 1, okay, right, on the 15-minute, and I'm aligning with the higher time frames also. The second thing that I do also is that then I look at the OE distance and the MAE to put my target and my stop loss, okay. Then the third thing that I do is that I combine the stretch principle on that to align myself. And the fourth thing, to make it all valid and to know that this move is true and supported by smart money, I look at volume as well. When all these four aligns, then I take my trade according to my strategy to objective. Now, some of you might say, Tiru, but I usually don't like to put a target, and I know Gavin doesn't like to put a target. If you don't want to put a target, that's fine. Create another strategy like strategy number 3, where you don't put a target, where you keep trailing it, trailing it, trailing it, trailing it. Every strategy will have its pros and cons, and you will see that, okay? Right, so let's see how this trade goes. And right now it's just dancing a little bit, but we'll see how that goes, okay? Right, and this doesn't really make us any fear or panic of all of this hovering around, because we have put our stop loss and target according to statistical validation. Now all you need to do is patience and follow your plan accordingly. That's all you got to do. And after all, even if this trade loses or wins, always remember this is just one trade. The law of numbers is what will decide on whether your strategy will win or not. Okay, that's how you got to think like as a professional. So coming back onto here, this is good. I've explained to you guys very clearly now. Hopefully you guys can also replicate that in real time, okay? And take away these principles. Remember that when we're teaching you all of this, is not to spoon feed you. I just don't want to give you the fish. I also want to teach you how to fish using these two powerful methodologies of price and the Wyckoffian method of the volume, the VSA principles, okay? So it's very important. It's over 15, 30 years of collected research that we have put all this together. So use that in your arsenal with whichever strategy that you want to do. They are cross-transferable, okay? Now, even saying all of that, remember that sometimes, of course, we can take losses as well, but that's part of the game, okay? So that's the whole idea. Okay, good. So I will leave that to run over here. I'm just taking a look at our account here as well. I'll leave that, and I'll see how that performs. Very soon, we'll also be giving out these signals. We're planning on that with a broker. So, and then we will start to do that. Good. So I think I've taught that. Now, yesterday, yes, the team did tell me to talk about yesterday. Yesterday, we took two trades actually. It's actually on our Master the Markets channel. You can take a look at that also. We took a silver. Silver hit the target, okay? This was the one that we took a look at yesterday, right? Another thing, what I can also do, so you can take a look at that yesterday. Good. So a few other comments have come in. We'll take a look at that. We took silver and it hit the target. We did that in real time. You can watch the video. We took DAX. DAX actually hit our stop loss with the FOMC, but that's why we took it at 0.25% risk as well. Okay, we can all update it there, but you guys can see it also on the video as well, okay, and on the charts, okay. As I said, I want you guys to understand what you guys are doing so that you can use this by yourself. All right. Good. So I think that's on the yesterday's trades. Today's trades, yes, on this is what is going on Brent. Yeah, I think it's going aggressively towards the target. Let me see on my account, still hasn't hit the target yet. Just a little bit more, but that's fine. Let it do what it's got to do. Let me just quickly take a look at NASDAQ in the time being. And so I've covered strategy number 2. I'm just looking at the things I've covered. I've looked at strategy number 2. I've told you all the stretch principle and the swing distances, OE, MAE, and all of that. Told you the reference materials as well. Then the other strategy, yes, you can do the same thing, but you can take it towards a ATR range. I've talked about this in the other videos. This will be a bit more longer strategy where you've got to go through volatility and all. But yes, but you can get more huger reward to risk rather than a very short term target profit. You can take a look at all of that. As I said, I know some of you are asking, I want to go through this material again. Where can I find this? So where you can find that, as I said, if you go back to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/master the markets is where you can find out more about this. And as I said, subscribe and hit the all bell icon. Same thing for Trade Guider. Please do that as well. youtube.com/Trade Guider, and then hit subscribe and the all bell icon there as well. In terms of understanding the OE and MAE and all that, definitely revisit 7 Steps or visit 7stepsctp.com. Those of you who joined us on Zoom for the first time, we will add you onto the funnels and you will get the videos sent to your inbox. So watch out for that. 7 Steps CTP, very highly powerful, really help you towards your strategy. And then for those of you guys watching us live from YouTube, you can put your contact details and then you can get the sound videos into your inbox as well. And you can also keep in touch with all the events that we'll be doing, all in the mission to spread the truth of trading. No hype, just the reality, just the truth, okay? And showing you cumulative performance. Right, traders, I guess that's pretty much that. I've covered some of the questions that you guys got as well. We'll see how this one goes, just a little bit near towards its target. Yeah, that hit my account in there. That's great. Hit that in real time. Okay, sell 71.32. The high 71.33. Okay, and still climbing higher. So that's on strategy 1, strategy 2. Sorry, strategy 2 objective. Those of you who want to carry it on and let it run a bit more, then do it. You can keep trailing it behind the low or in whichever way that you got your stop loss mechanisms in place. Okay, traders. I'll get the boys to send that out in the email as well. I'll finish off with maybe I think some of you are asking about NASDAQ analysis. I'll quickly do a NASDAQ analysis here. And then we can close it off. Let me just do it very quickly. We got a downtrend phase 2 on the daily. Any last questions? Is your last chance. You can take a look at. Yes, I've got it from John. John asking, where can I find out more about SMI and VSA? I've told you the channels. Another thing, what you can do if you want to get hold of the indicator, which is what some of you are asking, you can go to this page, SMI Elite OE plus VSA. Okay. And for VSA clients, there's a little bit of a discount and all of that. You can ask us for the discount details. In fact, if the boys can put that in for the discount, I think you can release it for 24 hours, isn't it? I think, Glenn. I think if you can put that discount for them, that would be great on that. So you can read up all about it and you can also go into all the pricings and everything over here too, okay? So I'll leave you guys to look into that one there. In terms of NASDAQ, yes, as some of you, Sam was asking that. Some of you are asking, I will do it very quickly. Over here, we got downtrend, we got phase 2, right? Downtrend phase 2 on the daily, all right? So I've got that one. Let me just quickly do that on the 4 hour. On the 4 hour, I've got again downtrend phase 2. So there's direction alignment happening. So downtrend phase 2 on the 4 hour also. And on the 1 hour, on the 1 hour, On the 1 hour, what am I getting over here? I'm getting an uptrend phase 2. Okay, good. Right, and then on the 15-minute, what am I getting? Let me see. I think to zoom in on this one. Let me see. I'm getting those. Okay, never mind. So I'm just getting the distribution channels that Trade Guide has done. Just to see it clearly, maybe we can do it. So here, what am I having here? Again, this is a downtrend phase 2. Okay, you can see that I can immediately see big volume spike bars over here, and it started around here, okay, with the test, and then you can see that it's turning towards the upside. Okay, 15-minute is also towards the downtrend phase 2. Okay, so let me just quickly take a look at that. So downtrend phase 2, right? So that's what I'm having a look over there. So now let me put that all together. Okay, so in terms of direction, downtrend phase 2, that's the upside, right? Because if you look, even it's a downtrend, but the phase 2, so direction is upside, uptrend direction is down, but the trend is towards the upside, and the 15-minute also towards the upside. So you can see it's quite clear the bias is towards the long side for today. So now where do you enter? The direction bias is there already towards the upside. And how do I time myself to enter this? You can either enter on the 15-minute over here and do the 1 ATR, or if you want to even drop further down, you can do it even on the 5-minute also. So the way I will do it is I'll wait for a top confirmation over here and then wait for a bottom confirmation, the blue dot, then I'm ready to go. Okay, so that's what I will do, and I will just quickly check if the trend, sorry, if the range has been confirmed, if the range has been formed for today. ATR, I can see is about 481.26, isn't it? So 0.8 times that, 0.8 times 481, that's 384. Let me see that one. How much has it done today? 344. Yeah, so there's still a little bit more. So this is another great opportunity, similar to the Brent oil, right? That you guys can take a look at and see if you get any opportunities with the SMI and VSA principles. Okay, the start of a swing, because all we're doing here with the SMI is I want to wait for a swing start, then I'm confident that there's move left, and then I take it in alignment with these tables. That's all I'm doing. I'm aligning everything, and that's why this is becoming powerful. And you saw that with the Brent oil trade over here as well. Okay, now another thing I'll just say before we finish off, also remember that once it's hit its range, then it will start to consolidate a bit before if it wants to carry on further, then it will carry on. Okay, right, I guess that's pretty much that for today, traders. Just as a recap, so what is all the things that we have done for today? So for today, what did we do? We took a look at some live trade and potential trades happening. We took a look at Brent. Then I went through also the strategy number 2. I aligned all of the SMI, the volume on top. I took a look at price action in terms of the stretch principle and the OE and the MAE numbers. I gave you some reference links as well, which is 7 Steps to CTP and our YouTube channel. And then finally, we answered some questions and we took a look at the NASDAQ and where you can find out more information on the SMI and VSA. So quite a lot we covered. Please do take a look at this invaluable information. And the good part is you can then also apply it in your own trading. Okay, 7stepsctp.com is the place to look at and all the materials. Traders, I guess that's pretty much that from me on this section over here. And as we always say, till the next time, stay disciplined, follow your trading plan, and keep trading like a master.